Alright, so this is actually a really interesting article considering we've been going through the CSR list and Walmart was actually ranked quite well in North America. But it's definitely cool to see the other side as we've been seeing articles surface about the factory that caught on fire. So this article is actually similar to that and it was written by Vikas Bajaj on the 24th of November 2012 and it was posted in the New York Times. And it is called India Unit of Walmart Suspends Employees. Alright, so what's it about? This article is about the challenges of working in developing countries, so notably India. It talks about the challenges the global corporation Walmart is having in this country, and India is slowly opening up its markets to foreign retailers, and they're doing that through the use of joint ventures. So Indian law states that foreign corporations may not own more than 51% of the business, which is causing several issues with Walmart. And they are seeing an internal investigation of bribery. So, with several stores already open in northern India, they're trying to find a way to infiltrate the southern and western markets before coming faced with several legal roadblocks. So, many other retailers are having these political issues, and it often takes months and up to 60 approvals to open a store. Many other sectors in India face equal corruption like this, I guess. Um, Sectors like telecommunications, energy, and mining. So, this article is basically stating that until India resolves their political differences, a joint venture can actually be very risky indeed, a very risky investment. So, the link to the international business course was, I found, just entering a new market and global trade again, and also legal issues. So, it's pretty much just a company entering a new market, which is one of the 5 ways of being international, is opening up a retailer in another location or center of distribution, which Walmart actually is in India. It talks This article is related as it also talks about the legal issues and problems that can arise in an international business setting. So pretty much you just have to obey the laws in the place that you are working in. But in order to promote yourself as a good company with good CSR, you have to be, I guess, equal all around the world. Otherwise, you can be perceived as biased or untruthful. And it definitely links to the course in many different ways. As we've read the other article on India, India is definitely a growing market, an emerging market, and we will definitely probably hear more articles about them growing their trade with Canada, for example. But really, India is a growing market, so we definitely have to pay attention to it because jumping in at the right time could mean everything or it could be nothing. Right, so my opinions for this article are quite diverse. Well, to begin with, I actually wasn't even aware that Walmart was in India. I think the idea is Walmart as a wholesale store is quite different than what we have in Canada, and I definitely find it kind of interesting. But I was slightly confused why they had 18 stores open and most of them were all in the north. So I guess just my hypothesis or guess on this is that the developing target market, where they have more wealth and a larger middle class, would be in the northern areas. So I actually have a map here, which is why I questioned that, and I actually looked up and I found that Delhi, which is right here. I actually didn't know that it was so far up in the north, and I guess that's probably why they're expanding in the northern region, is because their largest cities, I guess, are in the northern region, as they're actually all going to be connected with the super city idea. So, getting back to my opinions, I believe it's definitely a lot easier to enter India as a country, which is probably why Walmart did that. Um, so going back to Walmart as a wholesale store, though, Walmart, it says that it supplies over 100 supermarkets owned by their partner Bharti Retail. Um, I found that very interesting actually, because as we've seen, a problem with India was refrigeration. So I didn't. I'm wondering Walmart probably has a significant advantage in this market because they are more developed. They have a lot of experience in refrigeration, transportation, and I guess of distribution of goods. So they're probably able to out compete a lot of the other providers of food or anything else really, or definitely food, because they're able to not keep their food from spoiling. Sorry, they're able to keep their food from spoiling. The other problem with this, though, is going into India, a lot of things are different and they will have to change their tactics because food will spoil. So I think they probably have upped their game on that. So I actually think Walmart's idea to enter India's market was a good idea because there's such exponential growth. And despite all the setbacks and legal issues, I guess, it'll probably be profitable in the end. I'm saying probably because these legal issues are causing a huge problem for Walmart right now, as it's not really promoting them in the best light. So it definitely connects again to CSR. And I will also just try to talk a little bit about protectionism and, stalling and bureaucratic inefficiency, which is what I wrote there. What I meant by this is I really think what India's trying to do is it has like a 60 person approval for opening a store seems slightly ridiculous. And I definitely think that's part of bureaucratic inefficiency. Like you can't open stores if you need 60 approvals and it'll take months. By the time that happens, somebody might have already taken the thing in the market, taken your share in the market, sorry. And I definitely think that's what gives smaller businesses an advantage against Walmart is that they can open up a lot faster. They don't have to go through all of this legislation just to open a store. Um, and that's where I'm talking about stalling. I wonder if the Indian government really is that slow, or they're also trying to stall. They're trying to gauge their market. They're trying to let the businesses that they already have just adapt to just new huge category killers, which definitely will live up to their name. They will eliminate pretty much almost all of the local competition. So I think what they're trying to do is let the local retailers just get a little bit more money, try to establish something that they're really good at and that they can keep manufacturing and sell at a decent price so they can still make profits. And so India definitely is working the protectionism idea, though, because the only way you can enter India as as a foreign corporation, as I said over here, is through a joint venture. So that idea is that, well, not owning more than 51% is that basically the locals still have a decent amount of control over their businesses and how everything is run in their country. So that'll definitely affect the product lines of Walmart and things like that, which it'll have to adapt to enter a new market. But this definitely goes again with the article we read in class about how slow and inefficient all the legislation is and how governments really can affect how businesses operate. And pretty much, I think India is actually doing a good job by trying to slow down, I guess, what's going on because their economy will change and I believe their style of life will become a lot more westernized with the implication of all of these huge stores coming in and will definitely pose some new problems for India, but definitely solve some of their huge issues like the refrigeration idea. And I think Walmart definitely has to improve its image, like internal bribery thing. What's that basically about is that they're trying to speed up the process. They're trying to pass all of the legislation steps by just passing off a few bribes here and there, which I understand why they're doing that. They are trying to just open stores as efficiently as possible. They don't want to waste time, though it is unethical. So I guess Walmart really has to watch its image now, especially because of what happened with their factory. Their CSR is definitely going to be questioned, and then they're going to have to pull it together to be able to operate efficiently. And that's actually another concern that I would bring up into this article, is that Will India really want a store associated with Walmart where it's killing factory people? Probably not. Though definitely in India things are a lot less lenient, a lot more lenient. Sorry, so like their minimum wage, for example, the hours of work, the age of work. So I think it'll really come down to play to the Indian population for them to buy and choose as they please, and like a real business, it's just really survival of the fittest.